Hello, everyone. My name is Andy Nelesen, and I'm responsible for architecting our approach to skills here at SHL. So in that role, I spend a lot of time with customers that are trying to figure out how should we get started with skills. Seems to be a paralyzing question that many customers of ours are wrestling with. So I thought I'd share a couple of insights from some of those conversations. Now, we tend to start those conversations by focusing on, well, what is the desired outcome? What are we trying to accomplish by embracing skills in some new way? And what are the metrics that will tell us if we're successful? And that certainly is a good starting strategy. But then we often start to explore, well, how should we get started and what does that look like? Share a slide here that I might use to support a conversation like that. One of the things that we found is very helpful to just really wrestle down, are we looking at creating a full revolution to the way that we organize and architect work today, or are we simply evolving from where we're at? And the answer to that question has become quite illustrative to many of our customers that are looking to get started. And I'll share a couple examples to bring this to life. So starting on the right side of the continuum, we're working with a large manufacturing organization. They're a relatively conservative organization. They've been around a long time. They're quite large. And because they hadn't done much job architecture work over the past decade or so, they found themselves having literally 1,500 job codes in their system. And those job codes were kind of narrowly written in the language of very specific experience requirements. And the net result of that they were hearing through their engagement surveys was that employees just felt like there was nowhere for them to go. They couldn't see themselves in those other jobs. And so they did this pretty large effort to dramatically reduce the number of job codes in the system, A, but then B, they created a library of about 20 or so skills that were quite universal across the organization. And then each of those job codes used about 8 or so of those skills as being kind of critical for the role. And so now all of a sudden we've dramatically simplified the way that we're representing the work requirements to our teams. And it really unlocked the feeling that there was movement opportunity within the business, that people could see a path to these other roles because they weren't so narrowly written and everything had been simplified. And that really was what their intention was. They really wanted to create the feeling that you could build a career within their organization. And that simplification effort was really much just evolution from kind of where they were at. And I'll contradict that against a large global technology consulting company where they're wrestling with a pace of change that's just exponential. And so they're embracing skills for a different reason. It's really about organizational agility and keeping up with this rapid pace of change at work. And so they're shedding job descriptions altogether. And for them, the way that they're going to kind of architect work is really around the skills that they have on teams today. And so when a new work effort comes into the organization, a new consulting project or engagement, they're going to quickly identify the skills that are required. And because they've gone through a process to understand the skills that they have in a very narrow way in their workforce today, they're going to then create teams and projects and assignments for individuals based on their match to kind of what's required for that specific work engagement or consulting engagement. So again, you're not hired into a role within this organization in the same way that you have historically, right? You're really just a collection of skills that is constantly evolving and changing, both for yourself individually, as well as, of course, for the organization, so that they can move fast and stay current with this rapid pace of change. So they're on the evolution side of this whole skills initiative. And I think just being intentional about that conversation with your internal stakeholders on the heels of drawing consensus on what it is you're trying to accomplish and the metrics that will tell you if you're successful. Are we going to embrace revolutionary tactics? Are we going to embrace evolutionary tactics to get there? And I think you'll find that conversation to be quite fruitful. And so I hope this serves you well in your journey towards becoming a skills-based organization. And of course, I hope you'll let us know at SHL if there's a role that we can play to help you on your journey. Thank you.